Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what I like to call behind the scenes of your favourite games. Now this is Jedi Fallen Order, so sit back, relax and enjoy as I debug this entire game and show you things you weren't meant to see. Okay, if we fly over to this guy, we can see he's absolutely devastated, probably because he knows he's about to get fired. But if we go over here, we can see Grok is actually being animated. But this guy has this idle animation I like to call the Depresso, where basically he'll just do this over and over and over and over. Now, if we actually have a look and see where Grok goes, you can see he will run over here, he'll run around the corner so you can't see him anymore, and then get around that corner and pop, it'll teleport away. Pretty cool.
Depart this barge immediately. You are not approved trash.
Trash? Just not approved trash.
Look, I'll do my best to keep this entertaining, but it really is just basically like a walkthrough, just with added behind the scenes. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Easy there.
Just passing through.
Careful, stabilizer's out. Kilo Tominos. I told you to replace the stabilizer. Das Brunei! Oh, you fixed it? Hurry up! We're close to finishing ahead of schedule. I can just about taste the credits. It's gonna be a wild night tonight. Let's get this job done.
Reckless cow.
Good to see you.
You too. Don't get yourself killed.
That's the idea.
Okay, so right now what I'm doing is I'm actually going back and I'm looking at the old animations to see if they are moving still, which means her model is not frozen, which is actually pretty cool, because most games just freeze their animations.
Sounds like scrap rats. Creepy. Just passing through, guys. No need to come out and say hi this time.
Okay, so here I wanted to see where the ship goes, but I was a bit too late, but it looks like it just goes into the void.
Hey, Cal, I'll meet you at the clamps.
Sounds good. Be there soon. Whoa.
How'd you get here?
How'd you get here?
Look, the ship cutter is here. There it goes. Hey, we should get moving. Yep, good looking out.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm actually having a look at the ship and seeing if it moves, and then I quickly realised that it won't move until the character model is actually moving itself, because they're linked, I'm pretty sure. Which is pretty cool. So I'm going up the ladder now, you can see the ship is actually starting to move. I then pause the game again to see if I can see it move, and it just goes back in place, which means they are indeed linked, which is pretty cool. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm actually looking to see if the ship is still there, because sometimes the games will actually remove the ship to save up space and add it back when the player can see them. But then I realised you can see it on the left, so they wouldn't remove it. But yeah, the ship is still linked, so it will not move. As you can see, it's tilting forward and backwards, and that is doing absolutely nothing. Pretty cool.
Hurry, we gotta finish before they start cutting this wing.
Okay, so as you can see, the ship is now being taken away, and I pause the game, and the ship does absolutely nothing, because these two are still linked. Pretty cool.
Cal, use the manual override lever below.
So here, in case you're wondering why I'm frozen, and then I'm falling into the void, it's because I may have forgotten, well, it does usually tell you with the hood on, but I turned the hood off for your immersion. But I forgot the button to press the thing. Whoops.
Got it. Your turn.
Hold on. All right, clamp secured.
Whoa.
You okay?
Still here.
Okay, so here if we have a look, he's not actually anywhere, but then you look on your very far left and he'll be there. So that's actually where he is. He's there, not doing anything. Then I quickly realized the animations were frozen. Whoopsie. Don't mind me, just getting in some pull-ups. Just gotta keep my exercise up, you know? And here is where my hand slips. And I actually spawn back in, because I died. Too many pull-ups.
Done.
Hang on, I got this. We're done. Get out up here.
So right about here is where I realised that he was actually frozen, so he was just pulling up the air. All in all, this game is actually really fun and enjoyable, and if you have a spare like 3 hours or so, or an hour and a half, or 20 minutes, you could just play this game, because I honestly would admit, even doing behind the scenes, it's really fun to explore this game.
5.
Whoever flew this went down in a blaze of glory. Those Jedi. Real tragedy.
So right here, you're going to watch as the models will keep on teleporting with each other, because these two are going to be linked now. So one will move, the other will move, and they'll keep on teleporting because that's how the animations will work, and they are all loaded up and lined up in a row, so they'll all go individually to the next and the next and the next and the next, so it'll look a bit weird from an outside perspective.
And the pay was better back during the Republic, too.
Hey, you really should watch what you say.
Listen to me. Find us free like this, it'll be your ticket off this soggy rock.
What makes you think I want out of here?
Come on, Cal, you're a young guy. You don't end up like me. Eventually, you gotta move on and live your life. Find your destiny.
Whatever you say. Hey, we should get back down.
You're not
So
listening.
if you realised it, I realised it. His model was actually frozen until this part happens. He's actually frozen, and then his model will play, and then he will fall. See that? He will actually freeze, and then just completely disappear in front of you. And then here's where you're meant to play, but we obviously don't, because we're still on camera, so you can actually watch as my body will just be twisting and turning when I'm not even controlling it, basically meaning you cannot die in this scene. But you can kill Brock.
Bro, you okay?
Cal! I can't climb up!
Bro, just hang on.
Send me!
No, don't let go.
I can't hold on!
Bro, no.
So here is where you're usually meant to be able to catch him using the Force, but we don't because we want to see what happens. basically what happens, he falls, the screen fades to black, and he just disappears.
I can't
And
climb
then
up.
the model is refreshed and rerun. Pretty cool.
I'm slipping. I can't hold on. Bro.
So you may be thinking I was waiting to see him die, but my controller actually disconnected, so that's basically what happened. And here is where I actually press the debug again to see what happens, and the entire camera freezes into the Sarlacc pit, whatever this is.
I'll get us out of here. Just hang on.
Watch out, Cal.
Look out! This thing is barely flying. Hold on! Prof, you all right?
Yeah. Okay,
We gotta move. Come on.
hell happened? What was that back there? Was that you?
Okay, so you wouldn't actually realise this, as you cannot see this part, but an actual light will spawn in front of you to add atmosphere and immersion into the game.
Yeah, we're ready. We need to be careful. Yeah.
Okay, so if you look over here now, you'll see a black box, and that basically is where the player model is kept, and the train is kept as well. That way they don't have a simulation running at the same time, so it doesn't absolutely destroy your computer. So basically what's happening is the train looks like it's moving, but it's actually just static, and it's just
I've been working with you
lights.
some time now.
Pretty cool.
I've never seen you do anything like that before. We've been through some hell together. So, I know the risk that you took for me. I don't know how to repay you.
Don't mention it. I mean it.
Oh, you don't have to worry about me. This place, it's not safe. Maybe you should, disappear.
Just gotta head back to my place, grab my bag. Tappers owes me a favor.
I heard he was up on, Noshadella.
Yeah. You won't be seeing me for a while, Prof.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, Cal.
Okay, so right here is where you enter the dream sequence, so Grok will actually disappear, and you'll wake up, and you'll be like, wait, where'd he go? And he isn't in the train at the moment, he is nowhere to be found, because he's not actually there, which means his model is not linked with the train. Pretty cool. Okay, so we're just going to walk forward a little bit, as we're still in the dream state, so Grok wouldn't be nowhere to be found, until we'll go through these two doors. So we'll open the first one, and we'll have a look. He's not there, because nothing is loaded in. We'll open the second one, and everything's loaded in, and there he is, which means he's loaded with the passengers. And presumably we have stepped on a trigger sequence, triggering him to walk forward. As you will see now, he will basically walk forward. He'll go in as we are going frame by frame. We can watch him. He will take one step forward as soon as that door shuts and disappear. Because that's what most animations will do when you cannot see them. They will just disappear to save, frame rate, so your game doesn't crash completely. Pretty cool. Now, what we're currently experiencing is a bit of a cat and mouse chase between animation states, because we will have a look and we will watch him disappear after the third frame of the door going through again, because that's just how his idle state is currently. His idle state is basically walking forward and then snapping out of existence and disappearing completely. So as soon as this door will shut, he will disappear, which I think is a pretty cool invention and a pretty cool idea, because it means that the immersion of the player is still there, as we generally think he's just dead. Okay, this is going to be a genuine warning, I'm not taking the piss here. Please click off if you have epilepsy right now. Okay, so now that we've walked forward, he will now poof out of existence and will no longer exist or go into a timed state, and I will press the door button and break the entire game. Whoops. Pretty cool. Luckily for me, the game has a lot of advantages to do with softlocks, where most softlocks can just be reverted or just undoed by just simply walking backwards and pressing on the door once it's closed. But that does not work if I try again, because you'll see further on I try that and I completely break the game, like I do with most games I play. But yeah, I'm looking at the train now and there is nothing here anymore, not even people or grog. Okay, so I don't want to bore you, but I'm pretty sure I was just looking for the models, but I've just realised, as I'm editing this, that they've just been moved into the void, so I won't find them. Pretty cool. And can we just say, like, the amount of detail in these maps, where you can't even see half of them because they're just obscured by other things, is insane, considering how much time and effort they've spent, and you can definitely tell how much time and effort they've put into this, because of how cool it is looking backwards. And right now I'm looking at the robot as I watch the robot move frame by frame, as basically what will happen, he'll just glide away into there, going through, the doors will shut behind him, they're a bit delayed but that's fine, door will open, doors will shut behind him, and then he will disappear. Pretty cool. Here is me going frame by frame on an animation that is literally linked to the game. Basically meaning, it does nothing. And here we go! Here we have him coming out and scaring the living effing crap out of us. And if you didn't tell, that was quite subtle, but we actually got teleported and teleported back twice in the span of a second.
train has stopped.
Yeah, something's going on.
Everybody up. Identification ready.
Now, if you'll notice, the train is actually at the map now, and it's no longer just a massive black blob. It's actually next to the map, and these stormtroopers will load in as soon as they can, but I may have broken the game, so they didn't. But now they are, and it's pretty cool. Okay, so we can actually look in the void and we can see some of the ships that are being used later on in this sequence. And the stormtroopers are only part of the map by the actual train, which means they are only there until the train is there, which I find pretty cool. Now, what you saw is a common case of everybody's going to get teleported to their right sequences. So everything is hit at the right time, so nothing breaks. Hopefully. Now, what I find pretty funny is you can still see the lightsaber, or the lightsaber just spawns in randomly and stays there until she actually spawns in and takes the lightsaber for herself, which I find pretty funny. And there's your lightsabers, or someone else's lightsabers, I don't know. But you can see the lightsaber in the background, so I don't know how people don't see it. Now, if we have a look around and see what the player can't see, you'll see a guy holding no gun, two people holding no guns, the lightsaber, and you'll also see Grok standing in position, and he'll be there forever until he's dead, and after he's dead. You'll see what I mean. It's pretty funny. And she will just spawn in a pterodactyl, and also a handkerchief, and a napkin, and every other thing other than what it's actually meant to be, and I still don't know, because I still think it's a pterodactyl. Pretty cool. Now what you will notice is everything will now hit its mark and spawn in at the right time, but this lightsaber still won't disappear, and I don't know why. And he spawns, and you hear the footsteps, and then she spawns as well, and she takes literally forever. Also, quick cinematic shot. You could easily get a poster right now. Pretty cool. So right now I'm going frame by frame to see when she starts moving, and it takes her a good 10 frames to start even walking, and then his ship spawns in out of absolutely nowhere. The galaxy for you makes no sense. Now you can hear the audio, which means she's actually spawned and hit her mark, and then I turn around, she isn't there, and the lightsaber's still floating, which means we are somewhere, and I've not got a flying clue where. So we're probably on a different part of the map, because we couldn't actually see them before.
This is
So
no
that's pretty
common
cool.
anarchist, but a devotee of the treasonous Jedi Order. Failure to turn over this traitor will result in a
Now what I
charge
find
of
really
sedition.
funny is she will actually glitch out a couple times
Turn yourself
and
in.
change model each
For
individual
everyone
time, which you
present
probably don't
shall
realise
face
as you're
summary
not seeing this from this point of
execution.
view normally. So yeah, it's a bit weird, but it's also
I
really
think
funny considering this
it's
guy
time
will just
someone came
teleport
forward.
randomly.
I've been working on this heap a long time. Way before the war. We refit and rebuilt ships. Best in the galaxy. Then came the Empire. And engineers became scrappers. The workers?
I was gonna say, I have not got a flying clue what
Just
happened
started
here.
getting
Maybe
more-
they just lost the model of the gun and thought, no one will realise it's fine, they're facing
We
the
all
wrong way
know the
anyway.
truth. We're just too afraid to say it.
If you notice there, our model will
The
actually
Empire.
switch to the lightsaber model
We're all
again,
just expendable.
Yes.
as my vision will go blurry again, which means he's now died, and you will realise the reason why I'm talking is because they are not linked whatsoever, basically meaning they can get really far out in time to Narnia. And the lightsaber's still in the background, and now it's placed. And then they will do a magic spell and completely disappear as we teleport to another part of the map. And the lightsaber is still in the background. I'm starting to think that lightsaber is just part of the scenery. Now what I find really funny is his dead body actually goes through the floor, comes back up, and then 5 seconds later, as he got his arm stuck in the air, 5 seconds later he'll actually just stand back up like nothing happened. My man is the best faker in the entire world. As she swings her lightsaber, I'm like 95% positive that she has decapitated him twice in a row, and we can just see Grok stand in the background like he's part of the Galactic Empire. Like my man is switching sides. This is so unfair. And as we are turned, we can no longer see, so she disappears, and Grok is still standing there like he's watching us die, and is not really giving a flying crap in the world. Quite frankly, I don't even know why we trusted him in the first place. And then a random stormtrooper spawns in, and so does a lightsaber, which is our lightsaber, and then we are dropped into the void. So you're about to see what I like to call glitching the game by mistake. Basically, I broke the game entirely as you're about to watch me fly about 300 miles an hour straight into a rock. So pretty cool. And my ankles are broken completely.
Easy now.
Got a stowaway.
My man is talking to the void. And now we are flying through the void. I just love breaking games. So unfortunately for us, the game does not have a save feature whatsoever, so we cannot go back to our previous saves, so I have to go to the title screen, and then I debug the title screen, but that'll be in a future video, because that's for a new episode.
Checking out the disturbance.
Okay, now that we're back, we see this stormtrooper kick a barrel, like that's going to do anything. He sees us, and then we are sprang into action. We just spring up, not really, but I have a look over at the train station first, that way I can see what, actually happens, and I swear the stormtroopers were loaded in, but apparently they're not loaded in, and they're only actually just trigger points, so as soon as you hit the trigger, they'll spawn in, like that. And I'm not going to bore you because I just travel all the way to the front of the train just to see what it looks like, and I can admit it is a train. So I'm not going to bore you as I explore around here, so just sit back, enjoy the time lapse. Now I have detached the audio from this part, mainly because you'll just hear the music on loop for a good 300 seconds, which can get very irritating at the first 5 seconds of listening to it. And I like flying over to ships and looking at them from far away, but close up, because they're not meant to be looked at close up.
How'd you get here?
I teleported through about 300 different
Got a
rocks.
stowaway.
Hey,
Yeah.
You don't need to call this in.
Quiet. This is TK-819. Time to fight.
Again, after standing over about 5 seconds, I realised they only aggro once they've heard the lightsaber.
I got you. We'll make you pay. Contact confirmed. Shoot to kill.
Okay guys, as you look down you can see we are nearing to the end. Basically, I paused the light and the game crashed. So that's the end of this video. And if you guys have enjoyed, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe. And if you want more, please like and comment and say you want more. And I will try my best. Goodbye.